Ramblings of a Semi-Coherent Drunk. Why Duke Nukem Matters. Alright, I'll cut you some slack. It's currently 3 a.m. and I'm still drunk, so this may not be my most coherent essay ever, but it's time we sat down and had a serious chat. No, not about coronavirus, and no, not about that weird infection in my groinal area. We need to talk about Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem. It's throwing my spell check a pissing fit. See, I'm in the strange position of absolutely loving Duke Nukem and all he stands for, while the rest of society, gaming culture, and most other folks with good taste just kind of toss him aside. Maybe he is a relic of a long-gone past, a chauvinist, misogynistic male power fantasy about being a manly man and killing aliens. We will come back to this statement, believe you me. Well, let's start with my involvement. Egocentric? Well, yeah, but it's my essay, and I'll write about whatever the hell I want. And if you don't like it, you can write your own essay about how you don't like the essay I wrote. And then I could write an essay about how big an asshole you are for writing the essay about how you didn't like the essay that I wrote, and then we can get into a fist fight in an alley. See? No one wins. Besides me. And probably not you, because I'll engage my mighty foot and have balls of steel. Yeah, that's right. Balls of steel. Anyways, I'm off track. So when I was about 4 or 5, my dad got a home computer, which used to be a big thing in the mid-90s. And the first 3 games we had were Wolfenstein 3D, Blake Stone, and Duke Nukem 2. The first 2 were fucking rad, but Duke Nukem 2 was a hallmark of kind of kick-ass platforming. I was used to Sonic the Hedgehog, which was pretty goddamn cool as well, but Sonic didn't have a fucking flamethrower. Duke did, and I'm back in the opening cinematic ties him too closely to the Terminator to not be fucking awesome. It was wonderful. It's like seeing your favorite bands play together. Like Metallica playing Magic Man with Neil Young. Now flash forward a year or 2 from then, and for Christmas one year I got Duke Nukem 3D. And if you've never played it, then that explains why you don't have hair on your chest or balls between your legs. I think at the time, had pregnant women played it, their fetuses may have well just shot their legs out of their mother's vagina and done all the heavy lifting and walking stuff for the mother. No doctor will verify that this has ever happened for me. Fucking coronavirus. Duke Nukem 3D was fucking awesome. A catchphrase shouting one-man badass with a red tank top, a bandolier, and a simple mission to save the world. Sounds like every 80s movie action hero. And he was. Boiled down to a fucking T. He went around, shot aliens, blew up walls, paid strippers. It was pretty fucking rad. I'm not a game reviewer, so go find someone else for some highfalutin opinion of the game itself. I fucking loved it. I loved what it is and represents. Why do I love Duke Nukem, and why do I also think he represents an actually positive role model for young people? Okay, I may be either qualifying that second question with a paragraph all its own, or otherwise just explaining it, but I stand by it. Let's start with something everyone can get behind. Music. You listen to Grab Bag, the Duke Nukem 3D theme, and you tell me it doesn't get your blood pumping. Okay, maybe not the original MIDI form, but the Duke Nukem Forever version. It's fucking rock at its core. It's called Grab Bag because the guy who was making the song just lumped together all of his Metallica, Megadeth, and Slayer influences into one song. See, I can work Metallica in any conversation. See, Mom? I'm not a total loser, just mostly one. Take that. Yeah, anyways, go listen to it. I am right now. That's probably the reason I'm writing this, so yeah, don't worry. I'll wait. Heard it? Yeah. Fucking awesome, right? I hate to make another pregnant woman joke, but this song just might cause immaculate conception. It's kind of fucking rad. Makes you want to get up and kick ass. As I write this, it makes me want to smoke a cigar and type furiously. So here I type. I do find it funny how people tend to lump archetypes together, though. Say, for instance, Lara Croft, who was also a former friend of mine. She used to be a sexy, ass-kicking, dinosaur-shooting, gun-toting millionairess who didn't give a flying half a fuck what the rest of the world thought of her. These are fictional characters I'm talking about here. They don't exist save of what we think of them. And what is she now? The new Lara Croft, that character. What is she? A hopelessly whining, daddy-addicted, boring version of what was once a strong woman who went on adventures because she wanted to. Now she does it because of some boring, Dad was like me and got killed by assassins from some cult he was working for. Boy, doesn't my backstory seem really bland and contrived, but they shrunk my tits, so everything is fine forever. They haven't got Duke Nukem, and I think that's because they can't. Try and make him an interesting character with some deep backstory. You'd fuck it up each and every time. I think the original Duke game said he was the best soldier in the army or some stupid shit like that. Also, in the second game, he got abducted while plugging in his new book, Why I'm So Great, on a show that was suspiciously like Oprah. Give him a backstory. I'll wait. I can come up with one. It'll suck, but, we can have it. Does the guy we were supposed to emulate come from a childhood like ours? Or should it be rough and gritty despite the fact that the character is supposed to evoke the opposite feelings? Not a thing to be achieved, but a thing to aspire to be. I can already hear the crooning. He's a sexist pig, and so are you for finding Lara Croft attractive. She's not a sex object, and he's not a thing to be emulated. To which I say, eat my shit and hair. Let's start this one in reverse order. Double negative. For one thing, Lara Croft was way better when she had more tits than personality. You didn't care about who she was, you cared about what she was doing. The fact that she was some big-titted, limey gymnast didn't matter if you were the one playing the game. All you cared about was gauging jumps right so you wouldn't see her go all ragdoll from a swan dive off a 300-foot cliff. And the in-between moments? She was cool, always had a quip or a line that made you, the player, feel like she was completely in control. No matter how many times you made her do that swan dive into that 300-foot cliff, it was her story, and you wanted to see her through it. And yes, Lara Croft was fucking hot. What the hell is the problem with that? Did I, as a 10-year-old boy, feel some genuine instinctual desire to protect her? Yes, I did. And what the fuck is wrong with that? Wanting to protect an attractive woman who you lust over, who consistently throws herself into danger? Yeah, fuck me. I am the one who has problems. The main point being that the character, in so much as she had one, was that she didn't want help, didn't want my protection, even as the player. I could make her do that swan dive into the heavenly bliss of rock heaven, time and time again, and my brothers were weird enough that they would make me do this time and time again when we got stuck and didn't know where else to go in the game. And you got nowhere. So being a weird creep who made Lara head dive into whatever pit you could find wasn't really a winning strategy. Only by helping her and taking an active interest in saving her life could you progress in the game. Sounds like solid fucking game design to me, and it worked. My point is that she was fine with the little spittles of character you got with the cutscenes. She was an already famous, world-renowned pseudo-archaeologist from the word go, like Indiana Jones, whom she is based on. You only got to know bits of his backstory when it became relevant to the plot, like how he had problems with his father in The Last Crusade. Would it have mattered very much to know about his dad problems in Raiders of the Lost Ark? No, it fucking wouldn't. And neither would it serve for Duke. We're fucking around in some goofy territory here. Could you make Duke into a struggled pain protagonist? I mean, you could, but you just fucking can't. No, he is the be-all, do-all, wish-you-were-him protagonist, and that is his function. He isn't supposed to be what you become. He's a piece of it. He's the macho man, rock-out, kick-ass, take-no-names version of what you were supposed to be. He's the crew-cut, non-apologetic existence you were bred out of. Duke Nukem is everything you have been told not to be. Not heroic, not just strong and clever and quick. But guess what? Loving women and finding them attractive? That's not a sin. Strippers are cool too. He has elements of what is good and to be emulated and admired. We do not want a character backstudy about how Duke became Duke. We don't care. We don't want to know. Because our imaginations, and these are things that still exist, I know it's weird. You can't do that to him. Give him a tragic backstory. How his lesbian parents were killed by dildo-wielding, phallic masculine words that mean all sorts of things. And you see what I mean. Let's give this one a quick go. Duke was born under a red sky. It was a particular kind of purple, but he just thought it was beautiful. His guardians grabbed him by both hands. At 4 years old, there wasn't much he could do about it. They pulled him upwards and onwards, completely unaware of the world of war he was about to inhabit. Completely unaware that his blonde hair would haunt him for the rest of his life. As the times grew harsher, his lesbian caretakers allowed him the outside world, knowing that he would be different from the other men. "Mama, why are my eyes so blue?" he would ask, to unanswerable faces. "Because, my son, because they are the most beautiful eyes anyone has ever seen. You will be the strongest. You will see fire, and it will burn you and temper you in the way that pain always does. But it will build you to be the strongest that any have ever seen. You will see flame and be the man who strikes the match and punches it out. This is how you will be. But now I'm tired. Bring me my iPad and let me watch The Office. But lo, the Duke was not satisfied with his answer. And lo, though the good book saith a lot of things, Duke was not having any of it. He was a badass because it was bred into him of the times. Not original, not alone. No one cared. The Duke became a patron saint of people of the next age who didn't want to be sopping wet pussies with no spine, and the Duke spoke unto them. And unto thee I shall speaketh thus, for without bubblegum I am, but I shall kick ass with or without it, but I should still prefer it. And with that he proceeded to pick up his Devastator in the secret near his spawning place, and with or without bubblegum, ass he did kick. Because fuck you, Duke Nukem rocks. It's not the destination, it's what gets you there. And I'd rather feel like I could kick the shit out of legions of aliens than understand where the guy who kicked their taints from one Sunday to the next is. He's not a gentleman. He's not a man at all. He doesn't fucking exist. He's not real. That's a fucking depressing enough thought to think of. He should. And you and I all failed to live up to being Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem is cool because he's an unachievable state of being. But listen to his music, the song of his people, if you will. And you will want to start doing some fucking push-ups. Light a cigar. Do something you thought you couldn't do before. Just listen to the Duke Nukem theme. Light that stogie, spit at the world, and say, "Come get some." And fucking mean it.